Miss Sherlock, you good? Joe?
Yes, sir.
Guys? Karen, you good? Good evening. It's time to call, good grief, tearing the place up here. Time to call the November 18th, 2025 Wirt County Board of Education meeting to order. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. And this evening, we're going to ask Mr. Armstrong to lead us in the pledge. Mr. Armstrong was up there attending as many board meetings as me and Mr. Lowe until he got sick. So we're glad to have him back. And if you'd lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. It is good to have you back. Okay, with the privilege of the board, we had a person in our community that passed away that substituted for us for many years and also was very actively involved in our sports programs. Ran the clock, did announcing just about anything that was asked of him. And like I said, he subbed also for us for many years, and that was Pat Fulmer. So at this time, we'd like to have just a moment of silence for Pat. Thank you. He'll be missed. He did a lot of stuff for our kids. Yes. Whenever there was a sporting event or anything, Pat was here. So we'll miss him. Okay, so at this time, I need a motion to approve the agenda. I have a motion to approve the agenda. Any questions, comments? There's only one thing, and that is under employment, number 7 has been put in, and that's the name for the assistant wrestling coach at Wirt County Middle School. I believe that's the only addition to the published agenda. Anybody see anything else? Any questions, comments on the agenda? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Oh, before I go any further, Mr. Moore is on the telephone. Okay, so he is present and he is on the telephone, and you can hear us, right, Luke?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And all board members can hear Luke?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Okay, so we're down to information. I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to switch around here a little bit if it's okay with the board. We have our state championship volleyball team here, and we're going to move. They're down under recognitions, and we're going to move them up to this point right here, and then we'll come back and do our information. And that way, I think maybe some are practicing basketball, maybe, and they can get back to doing what they want to do. Come on in, guys. Somebody has to be brave and take the microphone. Who's going to do it?
We just have 4 of them. Everyone else is basketball. They were supposed to get out, but the 4 seniors are here, so that's all that matters.
Katie, we can wait.
No.
Are these any over here hiding behind the TV?
We truly don't mind waiting because they were further down in the agenda anyway. Yeah, let's, we'd like for them to be here.
I do have one question while she's going. How many state champions do we actually have? 14. Okay.
14.
Because I thought you had 15, and then that one made 16.
There was kind of different, some people had it wrong.
Okay.
Social media or.
Right, well, yeah, it was older, and I thought, so, okay, so we still like another one to get tied for the state record for the state championships. Norfolk had, Norfolk had the state record, it's 15 in basketball. They don't
Oh,
exist
okay,
in-
through all sports. Okay.
Uh-oh,
Here comes the troublemaker.
here comes the loud ones.
Come on in, girls. Come this way. Who's behind? Do we have one behind? Do we have
Oh,
a
those
young
are-
lady behind? Oh, that's a
No,
middle
they're
schooler?
just here to
Okay.
watch.
I could just see
I
people
think
back
they're
there.
Middle schoolers, maybe.
All right, Coach, if you want to introduce your team and do that, and then we'll get a picture in the paper.
Okay, so seniors in order, Addie Stevens, Will Starcher.
Raise your hand, girls, so we know who you are.
Oh, sorry, thanks. Seniors, Addie Stevens, Bella Starcher, Catherine Limley, Michaela Moore, Leah here, Leah Castanelli, Peyton McCowan, Maya, I don't know why, sorry, Maya Hatcher, Simone Hall, Jasmine Williams, Brooke Mills, Bregan Dawson, and Izzy Spees. And we're missing one, which is Kate Waggle. So this is everybody.
Coach, I know that you guys really look at it as a team sport. It takes everybody, okay? So I know that, and we appreciate that. But we did have some girls that got postseason or LKC tournament team, all-state team. Can you tell us those girls?
Yeah, I think Addie, Michaela, Bregan. Am I missing anybody?
That's-
Maya. Yeah, those four all had LKC honors.
Okay. What about alternate?
Addie, Peyton, and Bregan.
And then all-state?
I haven't seen
Not
it.
released yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'll come out next week-ish. Sometime.
Well, I know some of you are going to be on it, so congratulations. Coach, fantastic season.
Thank you.
And girls, fantastic season. Proud of you. Proud of you. Board members, questions?
Lots of underclassmen. That's
Yes.
good to see.
And some coming up, they had a really good middle school team, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, girls, we're going to move over here. You ladies, I should say. We're going to move over, and Mr. Armstrong's going to get a picture of us.
I don't know. Well, the rest of them get Okay, the short one's in front now. That might be us,
Howdy, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Doing good, doing good. Hey, I could stand up on one of these. Take
Move forward about 3 foot, ladies, so we can get behind you. Yeah, no, this is better anyway. Congratulations. Thank you.
It's something like that. Johnny Cash had his own Porter. Well, see, I got a grandson named Porter, and I think that might be, I mean, it's a boy's name.
Okay, so at this time, we'll move back to regular order of the agenda. And the first thing on agenda is the Wirt County Primary Center goals for school year 25-26, and that is with Principal Ms. Danielle Taylor. Floor is yours, Danielle. Floor is yours.
Perfect, now it's on. Good evening. I'm going to start off this year's presentation by actually going backward and talking about the end of the year last year. We're going to talk about our math last year, where we ended up. At the beginning of the year, you can see we had 18% of our students at or above grade level. And by the end of the year, we had 60% of our students at or above grade level, with only 8% 2 or more grade levels below. This is a yearly comparison for the last 5 years of our math data at the end of the year. You can see we started in 2021, we were at 47%, and then this year, at the end of the year, we were at 60% in green. End of the year this year, 32%, and again, only 8% in red. So you can kind of see a progression over the last 5 years of our data there for math. This breaks it down by grade. So at the end of the year last year, kindergarten had a 48% growth in math, going from 32% to 80%. First grade had a 45% growth in math, going from 13% to 58%. Second grade went from 16% to 57% for a 41% overall growth. Second grade had a 34% growth, going from 15% to 49%. And fourth grade had a 35% growth, going from 23% to 58% at the end of the year data. This is a performance chart that shows basically the same thing, just data in a different way. So our first grade, second grade, and kindergarten were all in the high performance, high growth quadrant. Our third and fourth grade were almost in that high performance, high growth quadrants, as you can see here shown on the chart. Our reading data. Beginning of the year last year, we started off with 31% of our students in green, which is at or above grade level. We finished with 62% of our students at or above grade level in reading. We reduced our yellow kids one or more grade level, or one grade level below, from 52% to 27%. And we decreased our kids in red, 2 or more grade levels below, from 17% to 11%. This is a reading snapshot of the last 5 years of our end-of-the-year reading growth from 2021, which was the year of COVID, to 2025. You can see that we went from 52% to 62% in green. Our yellow has also decreased, and our red has decreased as well. This is our growth of each grade from the end of the year data last year. Our kindergarten had a growth of 61%, going from 33% to 94% at or above grade level. Our first grade had a growth of 48%. Second grade had a growth of 26%. Third grade had a growth of 19%. And our fourth grade had a growth of 8%. Same data, same chart, different data, different way to show the data. Kindergarten and second grade had high performance, high growth. And our third, fourth, and first grade had low performance but high growth. So on to the beginning of this year data in math. We are starting off the year with 17% school-wide at or above grade level, 61% one grade level below, and 22% 2 or more grade levels below. Now we're going to look at the different domains up right after our goals. 65% of our students, our goal is to make typical growth by the end of the year, 65%. We want to double the number of students in green and half the number of students in red. Last year we met 2 out of 3 of these goals. The only goal we did not meet was the 65%, and I think we came really close, like 62%. Once again, this is a snapshot of the last 5 years for the beginning of the year data, not the end of the year data. So you can see that the greens, we are in the teens there. In the greens, we're in the 60% in the yellow, and our reds are pretty consistent in the 20% for beginning of the year data. Here we get into the different domains of iReady. With our numbers and operations domain, 20% of our students are at or above grade level, 61% are one grade level below, and 19% are 2 or more grade levels below. The domain of algebra and algebraic thinking, 22% are at or above grade level, 62% are one grade level below, and 16% are 2 or more grade levels below. In the domain of math or measurement and data, We have 27% of our students at or above grade level, 53% one grade level below, 20% two or more grade levels below. Geometry, 23% of our students are at or above grade level, 53% are one grade level below, and 24% are two or more grade levels below. This is a comparison over the last 5 years of the beginning of the year data. You can see kindergarten has went, this year they're testing at 15% at or above grade level. First grade at 10% at or above grade level. Second grade 15%. Third grade 15%. And our fourth grade is 27% testing at or above grade level at the beginning of the year. Reading data, beginning of the year, 27% of our students overall are at or above grade level, 56% are one grade level below, and 17% are two or more grade levels below. Our goals this year in reading, 65% of our students are going to make typical growth. We are going to double the number of students on green at or above grade level, and we're going to half the number of students who are on red. This is a comparison of the last 5 years of the beginning of the year school data. You can see that we've stayed in the 20% to the low 30s in our green category of at or above grade level. Our yellow data has stayed in the 50s, and our reds have varied between the low 20s to the mid-teens. So diving into the different domains of reading and phonological awareness, we have 72% of our students at or above grade level in phonological awareness at the beginning of the year, 23% one grade level below, and only 5% two or more grade levels below. In phonics, 41% of our students are at or above grade level, 37% of our students are one grade level below, and 23% of our students are two or more grade levels below. High-frequency words, 34% of our students are at or above grade level, 50% of our students are one grade level below, 16% are two or more grade levels below. Vocabulary, 32% of our students are at or above grade level, 49% one grade level below, and 19% of our students are two or more grade levels below. Comprehension of literature, 34% of our students are at or above grade level, 45% are one grade level below, and 21% are two or more grade levels below. Informational text, 31% of our students are at or above grade level, 44% of our students are one grade level below, while 25% are two or more grade levels below. And this is a snapshot of the last 5 years of students who have started the year off on or above grade level. Kindergarten, we have 31%, first grade 21%, second grade 17%, third grade 48%, and fourth grade 18%. Our third goal in our strategic plan has to do with attendance. If the students are not here, we cannot teach them. So our goal this year is for students to miss 9 days or less. 9 days or less for student success. That is an average of one absence a month. That will give us a 95% attendance rate. To achieve this attendance rate, we are going to support our students by communicating our attendance rate to our students, our parents, and our stakeholders. Our attendance rate today was 94.9%. For the month is 94.5% so far. We will have weekly attendance winner who will have an attendance tiger in their classroom. We have a big 3-foot large, bought the biggest tiger I could find, and he goes to the classroom who has the best attendance for the week. This week it is Miss Morgan Roberts. Her classroom had 100% attendance last week. The week before that, we had 4 classrooms that had 100% attendance, so the tiger had to go from class to class. We will recognize students with perfect and faithful attendance per the 9 weeks. We will contact parents of students who are chronically absent. We have purchased a new program called IntelliSpark, which automatically sends out emails to students who are on the chronic absence list. And we have super secret days where we do something fun, and these days are unannounced. Ate lunch today with some fourth graders, and the first thing they asked me when I sat down is, Mrs. Taylor, we have not had our super secret day yet for the month. When is it? I said, you're right. You're correct. And we only have 3 days of school left. So when is it? And I said, I'm not telling you. You got to come the last 3 days, and we'll have a super secret day. It is tomorrow, but don't tell them. And we are going over to the senior center tomorrow to play games. So all of our kids will get to go over to play board games with the senior center. And they are unannounced, so if you get to come to school, you get to do something fun. These are our attendance rates for the month of August, September, October, and November. August was 96.8, September 94.3, October 93.7. You can see we had the whooping cough there. And November was 94.9%. So if our students aren't there, we can't teach them. So that is one of our goals in our strategic plan. Are there any questions?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, so when you go back to the differences between the beginning of the year and the end of the year,
Okay.
so if you just pull up any of them that'll show the beginning and the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm looking at say, a student that's in the first grade, first day.
Okay.
And he takes the test, we're talking about beginning of the year.
Correct.
That same student in May is going to take, or thereabouts,
Mhm.
the end of the year.
Correct.
So between the beginning of the year and the end of the year, there should be roughly 180 days of instruction.
Roughly, yes.
Okay, so when the student that's in first grade, their first day of second grade, and they take that new test,
Yes.
is that new test looking at a second grader with 1 day of instruction? Or is
Yes.
it looking at a second grader as if they were completely to the end of the second grade?
It's looking at the second grade standards. So those tests that they will be giving, the questions on the test are looking at second grade overall. So not second grade, no instruction, but a second grader who has been instructed. So theoretically, if I am a first grader and I finish the year off in green, when I go back to school in the fall and I take the second grade test, if I finish on a first grade level, which is what I finished at the end of the year, then I'm now in yellow. Because I'm not on grade level, I'm,
So when we're saying on grade level, we mean as if they completed that full year of instruction.
correct, yes.
So then, a typical student with typical growth, we should expect to see the majority of those students in the yellow
At the beginning of the year.
at the beginning of the year.
Correct, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And I think that's very evident. I think it was your reading. So the end of kindergarten in reading, like 94% of them were on grade level, but when they came back and took the beginning of the year first grade test, there was
Yes.
only 8% on grade level. So that's very evident.
Yes,
Um,
which I believe is here somewhere. But yes, so when I finish kindergarten and I come back as a first grader, so I finished end of the year 94%, but I come back as a first grader, I'm taking a first grade level test.
Okay, so then theoretically, if you had every one of those kindergartners at exactly grade level,
Mm-hmm,
then day one of the next year, and they test with no loss, they are all testing at one grade level behind.
correct, yes.
Correct.
Or all
So,
scoring at one grade level
The
behind.
ones that are testing on grade level, when they come back at the beginning of the year, have progressed further than what the typical curriculum for the.
They would have they had to have been above grade level or got above grade level
Correct.
without the instructions in the summer.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And that also, like if you think about that same concept with the students who are in red, so red is 2 grade levels behind. So let's say I start off I'm in first grade and I go to second grade, I'm 2 grade levels behind, so I'm kindergarten, okay? So end of the year, I make my typical growth. So I go to third grade, I'm still gonna be in red. So I actually have to make stretch growth for 2 years, at least 2 years in a row to get out of the red and onto grade level.
How does the standard test come up, I mean, as far as the grade level? How, you know how they do that? how they
So-
standardize, how they get the average and so forth?
On iReady?
Or just, well, what you do on there, and you say you got the standardized tests.
So it is an adaptive test, so everybody starts out kind of in the same place, but it's a pretty expansive test and it's adaptive. So if they keep getting questions right, it's going to get harder and harder and
Right.
harder. And then to the point where they start missing some, and then it's going to go down a little bit and down a little bit. To where at the end of that, it can tell you exactly what sub-skill in each domain of math and reading, exactly where the kid's at, and exactly what they need to learn next.
Yes.
Okay.
It will
To
assign
get
lessons
caught up.
also.
So the teacher knows individually for each one.
You can look at every student individually and look at their data as to exactly what skills they're missing. It will, and then it assigns a lesson progression for that student, but then it will also recommend other lessons for that student that the teacher can assign based on their data, based on what they need.
Thank you.
Yep.
Danielle, I've seen the stuff on the social media, on the website for the attendance, okay?
Yes.
The pictures were.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, you said that you were sending emails to those students.
Correct.
Automatic email. Is that a program that you have, or is that a program
The
the
county-
county bought?
Yes, we actually, the middle school, Callie discovered it, and it was actually like being built at the time. So we've been able to like come in on the ground floor to, been able to ask them to design it and make it functional for us. And so it works with Weavis, and so it pulls the data in for Weavis, from Weavis, and then when it identifies a student as being chronically absent, it will automatically send an email to that student that says your student has missed however many days. They are now considered chronically absent. And sometimes it's just they haven't turned in their excuses.
Right.
But it does let the parent know that, you know, we know the attendance, we know you need to be here if you're not coming, so.
Yeah. I also noticed you're doing lots of parent activities, and
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, we just did 2 parent activities at the beginning of the year, one for 3rd and 4th grade and one for K through 2, both of them dealing with math. So our 3rd and 4th grade, they did a movie night, and the students had to come in, and we had a room set up with all of the things that you would need to go to the movies. So you had your ticket price, you had your popcorn price, you had your candy price, you had there was a couple other things that they could buy now that I can't remember now, but then you had to estimate all this. And then you had to go to your ATM and you had to get your money out of the ATM. Then you had to go back and buy all the items and make sure that you estimated correctly and you had all the money. And then you got to go see, there was like a little short 6-minute film, which was about a math topic. And then the students had to do some math problems at the end of the movie with their teachers. We had 4 different movies that they could choose. And the parents came. We had an excellent turnout, had over 20-some families there, which was phenomenal. In comparison, last year we had 6 families. So we've tripled our number of families coming. Same thing with kindergarten, 1st and 2nd. There's a big difference with kindergarten math, especially at the beginning of the year, and 1st and 2nd grade math. So we held it on the same night, but we kind of divided them a little bit. And we did a pirate escape room with them. So they had to answer math questions, and they had a treasure map that they put their math answers on, and then they had to add up all their answers from their treasure map to unlock the treasure box at the end to get their pirate treasure. And they had gold coins that they worked with, and so many coins made a gold bar, so we were putting together the 10 frames that the kids use. And then kindergarten they stayed in their own room and did their own little thing with their different strategies that they use to do math. But again, we had over 20-some families that showed up, and that was also the night the volleyball team was playing. So I thought it was remarkable that we had that many people. And last year we might have had 10 families at that event. So they've been going really, really well. And the teachers, their creativity, they really just knocked it out of the park this time. It was wonderful. It was just a wonderful evening both times.
So
Very
the
good.
kids had to figure out what each thing cost and then add it up themselves. That's good because there's so many kids can't make change.
Well, it was real life applications.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to the movies, you need to know how much you're spending, and so they, like I said, they used estimation. So they didn't just add it up; they like mentally estimated, and then had to go. There was an actual fake ATM there, but they had to make the request to the ATM, and then money spit out the slot, and it
That's
was
very
great.
good. Thank
It
you.
was really great. So both evenings were a success.
Any other questions? Danielle, thank you.
You're welcome.
You and your people are doing a good job out there. Okay, we're down to B, and that is the monthly attendance narrative by Mr. Smith.
Thank you, William. All right. Thank you, Mr. Metz, and thank you, Mr. McCown.
Thank you all.
Since the beginning of the 25-26 school year, 43 student households have been sent 5-day unexcused absence letters. In regards to the year-to-date attendance rate by school and district, as of 11/13, the primary center was at 94.7, the middle school was at 93.6, the high school was at 92.4, district-wide we were at 93.4. Average attendance by school and district as of November 13th, primary center was at 94.6, middle school was at 92.3, high school was at 91.7, district-wide we were at 92.8. District enrollment by school and district, primary center was at 312, middle school was at 246, and the high school was at 273. So for a grand total district-wide at 831. The total enrollment decreased by 4 students in comparison to the October attendance narrative. In comparison to the narrative, Wirt County Primary Center enrollment remained the same. Middle school decreased by 1 student, and high school decreased by 3 students as far as enrollment. The reason for enrollment change were as follows. The primary center, as I said, remained the same. Middle school, 1 student withdrew and enrolled in another in different counties' in-state public school system. The high school, 1 student withdrew and enrolled in a different county's in-state public school system. 2 students withdrew and enrolled in homeschool. By grade, the enrollment is as follows. The pre-K was at 52, kindergarten was at 61, first grade was at 49, second grade at 49, third grade at 47, fourth grade at 54, fifth grade at 65, sixth grade at 58, seventh grade at 55, 8th grade at 68, 9th grade at 76, 10th grade at 62 students, 11th grade at 63, and 12th grade was at 72. Does anyone have any questions regarding any of that information? Or okay. Yes, sir.
The 2 students that were from the high school that were homeschooled,
Uh-huh.
did they have truancy issues before they changed schools?
Well, no, because without getting too far into that, recently, when you say truancy issues, we hadn't filed a petition with the court or even had someone that was meeting with Mrs. Starkey, for example. They weren't to that stage, no, because recently the prosecution, everybody's been working with us. If we find that they're doing it for truancy issues, we're trying to catch that and address it if we can before they go to homeschool is what we've been trying to do. So that's not an escape, you might say, correct.
Jeff, put that back up on the, shows the enrollment per grade for me, please.
Right here? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And something else, at the last board meeting, I don't want to ever mislead you as board members. I was going to get you a one-page handout in regards to the chronic absenteeism. Well, I was getting that information, and they asked me not to give that out or email that to you because there wasn't errors on our chronic absentee numbers from the state, but there were from other counties. So once they get that corrected, I'll get that out to you. I didn't want to ever give you inaccurate information about another county. Ours was accurate, but some of the other counties was inaccurate. Real quickly, I just want to comment on Mrs. Taylor gave an excellent presentation. I just want to comment on what a great job she's doing at the primary center. She's doing a real good job with everything. Very creative with some of the stuff she does at the primary as well. So, yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Mr. McCown, I do have some questions. They're not necessary for Jeff. I think they'll probably come to you. Okay, in first grade, we have 49 students. How many teachers do we have in 3? Okay. And second grade, we have 49 teachers, or 49 students. We have 3, and I'm assuming third grade, 47, we have 3 also. Okay. Good deal. Thank you. Any other questions from Mr. McCown? Thank you, Jeff. Okay, we're down to recognitions, which we've completed. Delegations, we have none, so we're down to agenda. At this time, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting.
So moved.
Any corrections, comments? Here none, we have a motion to approve the minutes of the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Moore? Aye. I'm going to ask him every time because we'll miss his.
Right.
So I'm going to make sure we get his vote counted there, okay? Okay, motion approved. Motion carries, I should say. Okay, down to finance, payment of invoices. Need a motion to approve the payment of invoices in the amount of $509,644.83. So moved. Mr. McCown.
This is a big number, but if you'll notice in the second run here, one of those is for the building purchase for the board office in the amount of $280,000, and that's a big chunk of it. So the first run of expenditures for your consideration this evening is on 10/27/2025 and totals $24,317.52. This includes UMR Dental Vision Insurance for $10,000 and Mon Power Bill for $12,309.80. The second run of expenditures is on 10/30/2025, and that's the purchase of the building in the amount of $280,000. The third run is on 11/3/2025 in the amount of $6,258.64, and this is for PEIA insurance. The next run is on 11/6/2025 and totals $42,296.28. Noteworthy on this is a bus repair to Matheny Motor for $10,351.88. The next run is on 11/6/2025 and totals $26,649.99. That's primarily P-card charges for food service stuff. And then finally, on 11/18/2025, we have a run of expenditures totaling $130,122.40 with a big laundry list of things in there, including instructional supplies, occupational therapy services, behavior services, and professional development. These runs total $509,644.83.
Questions on invoices? Here, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Question, for the one you mentioned for the bus repair, was that planned?
No, I think, was that E1 that we had towed? Bus 38. I don't think it was planned, but I think we had to. Jeff, do you remember what was wrong with bus 38?
Yeah, Tim's here.
Tim's here. Tim, what was wrong with bus 38?
38 was the mission system. It had to replace
thank you, Tim. No,
Just the
but-
part itself was like 8,300 for that.
I'm sorry, Karen.
The part for the catalyst repair
Catalytic.
for bus 38, it alone was like 8,300, just for it and the, I don't know what you call it, the sheath that goes underneath of it. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Any other
Couldn't recall
questions?
what that was.
He used those acronyms. I don't know 'em any more than I knew before, but I know they had to be replaced. How's that? Okay. Any other questions, comments? Here none, we have a motion to approve the payment of invoices in the amount of $509,644.83. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. We'll get it right before it's over here. Okay, we're down to budget supplements. Need a motion to approve budget supplements, amount of $33,604.17.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
So there are three supplements. The first in the amount of $29,751.11 is Title V funding. Note the second one is a reduction in our Title I grant in the amount of $646.94. And then, as you recall, when we had CIS folks speaking, each of the schools received a $1,500 CIS grant that is going into the budget here, and those total $4,500. So all of the supplements in total come to $33,604.17.
Any questions from Mr. McCown on budget supplements? Here none, we have a motion to approve budget supplements, amount of $33,604.17. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Down to budget transfers. Need a motion to approve budget transfers in the amount of $36,768.44.
No?
No. I said budget transfers, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Mr. McCown.
Okay, two budget transfers. The first in the amount of $6,768.44. This is transfer for special ed to subs. And then the second in the amount of $30,000. This is transfer for contracted speech services. These two total $36,768.44.
Any questions? Here none, we have a motion to approve budget transfers in the amount of $36,768.44. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Down to routine business. We have no policies this evening, so we're down to personnel matters. First on the board is we need a motion to approve the resignation of Jessica Lockhart as head softball coach for Wirt County Middle School effective November 7th, 2025.
So moved.
Mr. McCown, anything?
So her letter was in your packet. I do appreciate the coaching that she has done for us over the years and the job that she has done, but her letter and reason for resignation is in your packet.
Any questions? Here none, we have a motion to accept the resignation of Jessica Lockhart, head softball coach, Wirt County Middle School, effective November 7th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, down to resignation of Gregory Shepard. Need a motion to approve the resignation of Gregory Shepard as bus operator district-wide effective November 30th, 2025. Mr. McCown?
So his letter is in your packet. I appreciate the years that he has driven bus for us, the job that he has done, but as detailed in his letter, he's had some circumstances arise and needs to tender a letter. So his letter was in your packet.
Any questions? Here none. We have a motion to accept the resignation of Gregory Shepard, bus operator district-wide effective November 30th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Aye. You there?
That's okay.
You're fine, you're fine. Those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, down to employment. Need a motion to approve the employment of Megan Bunner, Supervisory Aide 2, ECAT, Kindergarten, Wirt County Primary Center, effective November 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
So she is the successful bidder on this package. She has completed all of the ECAT work, but as you may or may not know, you can't apply for the ECAT certification until you're hired in the position. So if you notice that she had marked no in her application,
Right.
after we hire her, she'll be able to apply for that certification through WBD.
Any questions from Mr. McCown? Hearing none, we'll have a motion to employ Megan Bunner as Supervisory Aide 2 ECAT at Kindergarten, Wirt County Primary Center, effective November 19th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, need a motion to approve the employment of Misty McCulty, Special Education Bus Aide, district-wide, effective November 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
So as you recall, Mr. Smith had brought to the board the need for an additional bus aid, and we authorized that, and Misty McCulty is the successful bidder on that posted position.
Any questions? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve Misty McCulty as Special Education Bus Aide, district-wide, effective November 19th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, need a motion to approve the employment of Isaac Goff, beginning teacher mentor for Wirt County High School Social Studies for 25-26 school year, effective November 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
So, yeah, we've had this posted for a little bit, and I'm tickled that Isaac has bid on that. He will make a fabulous mentor teacher.
Any questions?
Do we have a new teacher in that position is the reason we're,
Yes. Tiffany Hutchinson is the
Okay.
social studies teacher.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve Isaac Goff as beginning teacher mentor for Wirt County High School Social Studies for 25-26 school year, effective November 19th, 2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No problem. I
You're
called you
good.
back. Good to go.
Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. I might over-talk you there, Luke. Okay, need a motion to approve the employment of Harold Keith Bennett, bus operator, district-wide, effective November 19th, 2025.
so moved.
Mr. McCown?
So, yeah, we had a resignation go through the last board meeting. We have posted that position, and Keith is the successful bidder on that opening.
Questions? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve the employment of Harold Keith Bennett, bus operator, district-wide, effective November 19th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, need a motion to approve the employment of Paula Sams as substitute cook, emergency basis only, effective November 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
So Paula Sams is a custodian at the high school, but she's also certified as a cook. And we have had some occasions where we could not get anybody willing to stay and do the supper in a sack at either the high school or the primary middle. And so Dottie is willing to adjust her work schedule by 30 minutes. That would go from 2 o'clock to 2:30 for somebody to do that. And Paula is willing to do that work. Again, this would be on an emergency basis only, where we have exhausted everybody in the substitute list and there's nobody other to fill it. but we have had some occasions where we could not get that filled, so supper sacks didn't get to go home with the kids. And if Paula is willing to do that so that that doesn't happen again and the supper sacks go out with the kids, that's the reason that we're bringing that back to you tonight.
Questions?
How long does that take?
30 minutes, from 2 to 2:30.
No, how long does it take if we decide you're not going to get anybody? In other words,
Typically, if it calls out and there's not a sub, and then one of the other cooks, we've got to call all of the cooks to offer that to them to see if they want to work over, or they would have to turn that down. So we would know the day of if nobody on the sub list took it, and then it would be a matter of Mr. Smith at the board office calling all of the cooks that were working to see if any of them wanted to pick up that 30 minutes of overtime. And so it wouldn't take a terribly long time.
right, well,
Just
what
a
was in my
phone
mind,
call.
if Paula would know ahead of time, would you
Yes,
call her in
yeah,
case?
Yeah, so if we knew that that was vacant and not filled, and then we called all of the cooks and none of them wanted to work over, she typically would come in at 2 o'clock.
Right.
And then if we were able to call her, she would still come in at 2 o'clock, but she could adjust her work schedule by 30 minutes and work 30 minutes later and be able to do that for us.
Okay,
Thanks.
this is a silly question, but I'm going to ask it. You've answered it, but I'm going to ask it.
Yep.
Okay, she has, I know Dottie has agreed, but she has agreed to modify her
has.
schedule too.
Yes.
Okay, good enough. Any other questions? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve Paula Sams as substitute cook, emergency basis only, effective November 19th, 2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, down to number 6, need a motion to approve the employment of Ashley Romine as substitute custodian, emergency basis only, effective November 19th, 2025. Mr. McCown.
So this is exactly the same kind of deal. Ashley is certified to be a custodian, and we have had some shifts where we could not get a substitute custodian. So we have then, if it calls out to the call system, like I said with the cook, and no sub picks that up, we call and we offer the overtime out to the existing custodians. But even doing that, we've had custodial shifts that don't get filled because it didn't get filled with the sub, and none of the current custodians want to work the overtime. Ashley would be willing to come in and work some evening custodian shifts possibly if we could not get anybody else to fill it.
And would she be eligible to work in any of the 3 schools or just a primary school?
I think any of the 3
Okay.
schools, yeah.
Okay. Good deal. Any questions? Hearing none, we'll have a motion to approve the employment of Ashley Romine as substitute custodian on an emergency basis only, effective November 19th, 2025. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, we're down to number 7. Need a motion to approve the employment of Mark Campbell, assistant wrestling coach for Wirt County Middle School, effective upon completion of his certification and required paperwork.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
So, yeah, he is fully certified, the Form 39 WBDE certification, and completed all required WBSSAC coursework.
Questions? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve the employment of Mark Campbell as assistant wrestling coach, Wirt County Middle School, effective upon completion of his certification and required paperwork. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Luke? Aye. Thank you.
Opposed say nay.
That's okay.
No, we're good, Luke. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, we're down to new business. Need a motion to abolish the maintenance supervisor position.
So moved.
Okay. Mr. Mr. McCown?
So, as you recall, Curtis Moore retired, and his last day was October 31st, and in code, you've only got 30 days to post and fill. We're not exactly sure that we want to bring that job back exactly as if that posting was the last time. So to give us a little bit more time to figure out what we want to do with that position and to bring it back, I'm going to ask the board at this time to abolish that current position so that we can change the posting and then bring that posting back for the board to authorize that position with some changes made to it here or there.
Questions?
He also had safety also. Is that,
Correct.
would you, that being the same thing, or how will you do
We'll
that?
have to either include that in the same thing or bring that back in a different manner, but somebody's going to have to pick up those job duties if we don't bring it back in this exact same position.
Have we suffered far as safety meetings go?
So Mr. Smith and I have been having that. We'll have our next safety meeting next month.
Next month?
December. yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't had one, I don't think, this year. Okay,
Yeah, We've had.
did we have one? Okay. Okay, I have some questions, Mr. McCown. You know that. We've talked. Okay, so we're abolishing this now. Is there a sub in this, doing this right now?
No, there is not. We
Is-
have had a sub. Until the end of the month, yeah.
Okay,
we-
so we're down one person right now with maintenance. Okay. I would just say, I'd like to see this, whatever we're going to do, okay, and you know what my thoughts are. I think we need to come out with at least a foreman to put in this job, somebody that will run that day to day. But whatever we need, whatever we're going to do, we need to get this done.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it's not my intention to drag this out
Okay.
for a long time, but it's probably going to take longer than the 30-day encode that we would have to post it and fill it otherwise. That's why I'm asking.
I'm good at that.
To do that, to give me a little bit more time.
So you think come December, we'll have this back to us to
Well,
authorize?
I don't know that it will be to December because the board meeting in December is like the 8th. So it's very early in December. So, but potentially hopefully by January, we'll have this figured out and bring back for the board to authorize. But the board meeting in December is very early in the month.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, you know, we've known that Curtis was going to be gone, and I would have liked to saw this to be ready to fill as soon as he left. I mean, we accepted his resignation months ago, and I hate to see these guys be down a person, and there's no way we can sub because there's no position there now. Okay, so, you know, they're down a position and we're coming into winter, so sooner than later. I'd really like to see you try to have it done by December. And if not, then definitely the first one in January.
I'll try to have that done, but I don't want to promise and underdeliver.
Yes. Other questions?
Yes. So, do you have an idea, what are you wanting to add? Do you know the major things you want to add or subtract from the position to make the new position?
I think that still needs to have some hashing out done to it, and that's why we need some time.
Okay. So you're not sure yet?
Correct.
Okay.
And I appreciate that, Mr. McCown. I just want to see it done because we're down a person, and we need that person, or they need that person. Okay, any other questions? Hear none, we have a motion to abolish the maintenance supervisor position. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. I'm sorry, Luke. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, need a motion to authorize service contract of audiology services of West Virginia.
So moved.
Mr. McCown.
We've had an uptick in the amount of audiologist services needed, so Mrs. Brown has been in contact with this and bringing this back to the board to approve this to help meet the needs of some of our hearing disabled students.
We've had contract with them before, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah. Any questions? Here none, we have a motion to authorize service contract of all audiologist service of West Virginia. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Luke? Thank you, sir.
Opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, we're down to volunteer and chaperones. If it is the will of the board, I'm going to take all three in one motion. Is there a name there that you wish to pull out? Okay, so I need a motion to approve the volunteers and chaperones for 25-26 school year, and that is Kenny Chevron at Wirt County High School, Katrina Smart at Primary Center Middle School High School, and Abigail Deaton at the high school. Do I have a motion? Any questions? Mr. McCown?
Nothing to add.
Okay, we have a motion to approve volunteer chaperones for 25-26 school year, and that is Kenny Chevron at Wirt County High School, Katrina Smart at Wirt Primary, Wirt Middle, and Wirt High, and Abigail Deaton at the high school. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Okay, we're down to board concerns. Mr. Moore. Any board concerns?
Any board concerns, Luke?
I think he's left us.
He may have dropped.
He might have dropped. Okay. Ms. Shirley.
When I was looking,
Did you, Mr. Metz had asked if you have any board concerns. We're down to the board concerns portion of the meeting.
No, sir, not at this time.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Ms. Shirley.
yeah, so, one of the bills that we paid out was for asbestos, checking. Is that, regular cycle that we do that?
They come and review that every year.
So it's annual?
It's annual.
Okay. When will we know if they find anything? Is it one of the situations where if there's something to be concerned about, they tell you, if not, then it's assumed safe? Or?
So, Mr. Smith, do you want to?
Yes, and I don't want to speak out of turn, Mr. McGill, but what was on the bills, was that the 3-year inspection? I think that's what it was, Mr. McGill. But yes, they come around, they have to check and make sure we're keeping the proper paperwork, and if we disturb the asbestos and stuff like that. But no, there's no issue per se, but if there was, we would put that out to the parents.
Ms. Sherlock, they know anywhere in our buildings that we have
Well, I mean,
asbestos.
there's
They're just seeing if
asbestos
it's
there.
become friable.
It's just if it's disturbed.
We're
Yeah.
not importing any news, but they are double checking our paperwork to see if we've done any maintenance in anything, or if there's any of that. Basically, this is more of a clerical thing to check our paperwork and make sure our paperwork is up to date more than anything, I believe.
Okay, just when I see that, it makes me think of safety concerns, if there's, anything going on with construction-wise, where we would be disturbing that or not. Yeah, so it's a paperwork issue.
Yeah, we're almost non-existent. There might be just a little bit of tile somewhere, and there might be some pipe coverings within the ceilings somewhere. Besides that, I think we've abated all of it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say what I want to say, so I'm going to quit. Okay. It's money. Yeah. So I'll quit there.
Yeah. Just December 1st, I'm having a knee replacement, so I don't know if I'll be here the 9th.
Well, if you're on
Well,
your
okay,
painkillers, we'll
You
be
may
on
have
the
to
telephone.
yell, because if I remember right, those pain medications they give you. But anyway, yeah, I'll call in.
well, hope that goes very well.
Yeah.
Yes. Mr. Love, you're good?
Well, I would like to say I'm proud of our volleyball team and the resilience of the football team to come back from that loss a couple weeks ago and come back and play the game they did. That was just outstanding.
Yeah, I have to tell you, I was at the board training in Stonewall, okay? And the people at my table were the three, this is a true story, 3 people from the 3 board members from Pleasants County were sitting with me, okay? And there's one from Wood, and anyway, 3 from, and they were feeling really cocky, okay? And I was watching it as it was going on. I could hear it through my hearing aids, and they weren't watching it. So I had that little Stonewall thing, and every once in a while I'd write the score down and show it to them. And then we'd score again, and I'd show it to them. I'd rub the one out and show it to them. So it was a lot of fun. Okay, I had a good time, but they were good sports. But yeah, and our cheerleaders. My understanding, our cheerleaders were like second in the LKC. So don't want to forget our cheerleaders there.
We'll have a recognition schedule. We're going to have a busy recognition schedule coming up. We have several things to add. And I will say very quickly that the auditors are coming tomorrow back for their yearly visit. So I think, would you like to say anything about that? I think they have received an email with some paperwork.
So the auditors are going to arrive tomorrow. They should be finished by Friday because they've done a lot of prep stuff prior to arriving here. And each board member was supposed to have received an email, and I think I've gotten confirmation from everyone except maybe Luke that has been already returned back to the auditors for their response. And I think we have all other signatures in place for them to begin tomorrow.
Hey, Luke. We have the auditors coming in, Mrs. Cummings. I don't know if you could hear Mrs. Cummings or not, but the auditors are coming in. You should have received an email about a form to fill out and email back to them.
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've got 2 things. Just one, the building that over here that we bought. Maybe when we get into the new year, we can figure out what we need and get a price and stuff to get that place to where we need it so that we can make use of it. So again, I know that this is a crazy time of year, but when we get into the new year, let's get that on schedule, get that taken care of. And just want to say, I was talking to Mrs. Cummings about this before the board meeting. If you listen to what's going on out there with some of our fellow boards, okay? There was a board last night that ended up dismissing their finance person. And the state is in there, and because of financial, not necessarily wrong things, but the finance person not being on top of it. And again, we're glad and happy to have Mrs. Cummings with us. I feel comfortable that we will not be in that position because she will tell us that we're going to be in that position. If we're in that position, it'll be because we did it, not because of something that she didn't tell us. So we appreciate that. Okay, I don't have anything else. Anything else for the good?
I have one thing that I brought this up a couple of times as concerns, and I know the second floor in the middle school, we need some way to, the closest way of evacuating is from the top of the roof they're jumping to the ground is 7 feet. Most of it is farther than that. We need some way to, some sort of a ladder that you can, throw over. That's on the right side. Now, the left side, they've got to do 2 or 3 jumps to get down, and then I'm not sure how far they go there. I think they've changed it. At one time, they was telling them to jump off the gym roof, which is pretty high. So I don't know, exactly how they do that now, but that'd be some broken ankles. They would be able to run very far.
Remember that old school had a sliding board on it?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was up there a lot.
Yeah, again, something for our maintenance to take care of, some way to get off that second floor. It's always been a concern, always, so time to take care of it. Okay, anything else? Okay, nothing else for the good. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. We're adjourned.
We're
Thank
adjourned,
you.
Luke, thanks.